Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. Well, I'm a man of my word. When I talked about mesOUD in my overall video, I said that I absolutely want to get some bottles of his, that they are worth it, they're worth full bottle, and that's exactly what I did. I bought myself 15 ml of 2AM, and with the size of my collection, I'm sure you understand, I don't really need any more. With the purchase, I got some samples. 2 of them are ouds, one of them is an attar. Sadly, the main bottle, the main fragrance from mesOUD that I enjoyed the most from these samples, Ayasofya, is no longer available for sale, so I didn't manage to buy it from mesOUD. But thankfully, because of this community I'm building here, I found a friend that gifted me this, I don't know, maybe 5 ml partial of Ayasofya. And because this is my first true love and main introduction to the house of mesOUD, I decided that I should talk about it first. I will do a review of 2AM eventually, maybe even soon, but it didn't feel right to talk about the second favorite sprayable perfume from the house, let's say. I wanted to start from the best. What is this perfume? Well, apparently key to my heart as a fraghead is combining oud and champaka or frangipani, because that's exactly what Ayasofya is. It is a floral oud perfume. As I said in my introductory video, what I enjoy the most about mesOUD creations is that they are oud centered, and that the oud inside his perfumes is mostly clean type of oud. It's deep, rich, woody, interesting. Especially when I got to try these 2 ouds, I understand his outlook on distilling oud a little bit better now. But in this Ayasofya, this is not the cleanest oud I have smelled of his, let's say. It reminds me, it has this a little bit of dampy funk, and if I would need to find a comparison, it smells to me a little bit like cleaner version of Bortnikov Lava Oud. And obviously, because it has champaka, and Bortnikov also loves to use champaka, he loves to use frangipani, flowers like that, I'm not gonna even lie, it probably the reason why this got me to chasing my red dragon again is because of that combination of champaka and somewhat a little bit animalic oud. But that's far from the whole story. I don't find, for example, this perfume and Lava Oud similar. They are not. They are very different. Just the combination of these 2 notes speak to me. And apparently, if a house wants to, I don't know, get into my heart, this combination is a universally always working key to unlocking my passion and my enjoyment. I talked with mesOUD about his creations in general. Well, I was interested. Before getting the 2AM, before I just wanted to know, I wanted to check, let's say, a little bit, because the things he is writing on the page, they sound very good. But in this world of marketing, people, brands, businesses often like to write what we want to hear, but that's not always what actually is going on. So obviously I can't go to his, I don't know, distillery and check stuff, something like that. But I can talk to a man, I can try to assess how genuine the person seems to me, let's put it that way. And one of the things he told me was that before releasing his perfumes into the market, he lets them to mature for a period of 2 years. Okay, let's get real a little bit here. In today's world, in today's market, in how a lot of artisanal houses are acting these days while releasing new creations, like what it seems every week for every year, every week for months, to give a perfume 2 years to mature, business-wise, this is a very stupid decision. Very stupid. Nobody's doing that. At least to my knowledge. I am sure maybe somebody is doing that. But from the biggest houses, from the biggest artisanals, it maybe was the case in like 2016, 2018. But nowadays, they do distill some things themselves. For example, Russian Adam is distilling patchouli himself, which is not expensive material to buy. So it still shows the passion for the craft. But I assume probably with his scale, with the demand he needs to meet, distilling every material himself is probably just unobtainable, even if he wanted to. So I appreciate that Ayasofya, and as I understand all of the perfumes mesOUD has ever done, are not only 100% natural, are not only matured for 2 years, but also are made from his own personal distillations he made himself. I can't check if that's real, if that's just marketing, but from talking to the person, either he's a very good liar, let's say, or very good at convincing people, but I didn't sense any malice from our conversation, and my nose does not pick up anything that could debunk these claims. So that impressed me, and that impressed me on quite a few levels. First of all, as an artisanal head in this hobby, the thing I valued the most is human hands. The more hands, the more personal touch was used to create something, the more valuable, the more worth a while it looks to me. And if we add up time needed to distill every tincture, time needed to distill every oud oil, not to mention time that is needed to source the said oud, to distill that oud oil. If we add time of 2 years of maturating, let's say this perfume or this perfume, and then we end up at 3 years, 4 years. In today's economy, in today's fast-paced world, where everybody is releasing everything as fast as possible, where everybody is buying everything as fast as possible, reselling as fast as possible. Many cases, they just smell the thing once, boom, it's out, it's on the market, buy it, I don't like it. To take 3-4 years to release something, that's, for business-wise, that is just plain stupid. Who knows what's gonna happen in 3 or 4 years from your first step, let's say. Maybe you will be bankrupt. Maybe everybody will lose interest in you. Maybe, I don't know, with tragedies happening in the world nowadays, maybe nobody will care about perfume altogether, because it's hard to think about how good you are smelling when rockets are flying over your head. To trust in yourself, to trust in your product, to trust in, I don't know, market this much, so you could allow yourself 3-4 years, and then who knows how long till everything sells out, to get your money back for what you did. And not to mention, you can never be sure if what's gonna happen, what you created is gonna be even actually good. So to have this trust in yourself, to have this passion to create something exactly how you want it, it is respectable. If what I heard, what I read, what I smell is actually all as it seems, this man is taking zero shortcuts. In the world where taking shortcuts is basically the only way you can make it. I don't know. For me, that's impressive. The smell is also impressive, because I guess that's how you make the quality. And again, I'm not faulting other brands for taking some kind of liberties. If you have access to the most rarest, amazing woods, vintage materials and stuff like that, and then you take some shortcuts, your starting point is probably so high that even you making some shortcuts to making some optimizations, maybe some automizations, it will still probably keep you here. Maybe it's not the perfect creation you could have done if you done everything yourself, but it's still better than everybody else, apparently. But if we, for example, take mesOUD, and I take the ouds here, I tried them. They're not some kind of vintage Sultan, Caboose, whatever royal grade oils he bought and found and distilled by someone 50 years ago or stuff like that. They're all distilled by him. They're all distillation years, I think 2023. 2026 is probably the release date. I don't know, but they're all, my point, they're all pretty new. And without having this, let's say, head start or access, I guess, to some of these rarest materials. And Adam has said it many times that he got this advice from somebody, I don't remember now, that maybe Sultan Pasha. If you want something to made right, you have to do it yourself. And as I said, I understand that by now, to meet the demand, the scale, Adam, for example, probably can't do everything himself, although I'm sure he's doing his best to try. In mesOUD's case, from what I see, he is doing everything himself. He doesn't have probably the oldest, most expensive, rarest oud distilled by someone else how many years ago. So he finds the best oud he can find and he distills it himself the way he wants it. And then he distills all the other oils the way he wants it. And then he creates a perfume the way he wants it. And he gives it time, as much time as he thinks is needed. That is artisanal. For me, in my understanding and how I see this whole process, this is the core, the ground zero of artisanal. Is this the best perfume I have ever smelled in my life? Probably not. Although, smelling it now. But my point is, I respect not only the smell, not only the result product, final product. I also respect the path. I respect the journey of no shortcuts, of doing everything yourself, of respecting the tradition of this craft. We're not here like to buy something made by a corporation. If I would be talking about, I don't know, the same excellent Chanel fragrance, it's not the same. Like if Chanel, they can do it however they want to do it. They have 1 billion euros, and I'm not looking for soul. I'm not speaking to the perfumer to assess his passion or something like that. It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is a great perfume. That's it. And for most people, it probably is still the same with artisanal. If you made something great, I don't care how you got there. The only thing that matters is that you got there. But for me, I'm a little bit different. let's say, I don't know, if I'm buying from an artisanal perfumer, I care not only about the finish result, although if it's trash, it's trash. Yeah, it has to be at least good. But given that my resources, my finances are limited, and these houses, these perfumes are plenty, I want to support the houses, the perfumers that in my mind are doing things out of passion, doing things the right way, and hopefully that's sadly not the case in the world, but in the ideal world, if you do everything the right way and do it with passion, a little bit luck and skill, everything should turn out amazing. And in Ayasofya case, it did exactly that. I'm happy to own this small 5 mils of Ayasofya. I'm sad that it is impossible to buy these days, and I implore, if mesOUD will ever watch this video, if there's a possibility to recreate this scent, and no matter how much time it takes, most worthwhile things in life take time. I implore you to start the process now, and let's see the final result in 2 years, if that's what it takes. For people who are, I don't know, by now understand my personal taste, who share my passion, I deeply recommend Ayasofya. I don't know how you could get it, but if you can, if you have the ability, if you have friends who have it, it is a perfume worth trying. That's been my review. I hope I didn't sound too philosophical in this one. I don't know, this perfume just makes me feel a certain way, makes me feel calm, makes me want to think, makes me want to talk, makes me want to share. It's kind of poetic, given that it was shared with me. So yeah, thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe. I am pushing to reach the 1,000 subscribers, maybe, hopefully this year. So if you are watching my videos and still on the fence, I implore you, more content is coming. I'm not disappearing. You can safely push the subscribe button. So yeah, again, thank you for watching. Have a good evening and goodbye.